In a Republican primary filled with anti-worker candidates,
who deserves a punch in the face?
Oh, the National Teachers Union.
Get rid of those teachers' unions.
We're going to start slitting throats on day one.
I know the unions are dues-sucking people.
One person has distinguished themselves as the most extreme foe of working people.
I wear heels, and it's not for a fashion statement. It's because we kick, and we kick those unions hard, and they will not step foot in the state of South Carolina.
And totally by coincidence, some of the wealthiest and most anti-union billionaires in the country are lining up behind Nikki Haley.
You like Nikki Haley, and you want to support her.
Yes, I am going to support her. I think she's just what we need right now.
She's somebody I'm really paying attention to. There's a lot of strengths with her.
Even if you're a very liberal Democrat, I urge you, help Nikki Haley too.
Oh, and some are taking their words a step further by signing checks, like huge checks, from powerful Republican donors.
The Koch network, associated with the powerful Republican donors, the Koch brothers, have just endorsed Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley.
There's no doubt about it. Self-proclaimed union-kicking Nikki Haley has become the golden child of the billionaire class. So we decided to put on our billionaire goggles to see exactly what the Ken Griffins and Jamie Dimons like so much about the former governor of South Carolina. What we found in Haley's past ranges from evil to borderline incriminating. Her record reveals not just a hatred for unions, but a dedication to prioritizing corporate profits over all else. The result has been disastrous for working people in South Carolina, and it's a preview of what she would do as president.
And we'll make the unions understand full well that they are not needed, not wanted, and not welcome in the state of South Carolina.
We traced Haley's anti-union record all the way back to her time as a South Carolina state representative. In 2009, State Rep Haley co-sponsored a resolution that would amend the state constitution to ban card checks, a simple process that makes it easy for workers to join unions. Through card checks, employers are required to recognize a union if over 50% of the members sign cards saying that they want one. The anti-card check measure was ratified in 2010, the same year Haley won her race for governor.
And let's show every state in the country what a good state looks like. God bless you. Thank you very much.
As governor, Haley was committed to making South Carolina the most anti-union state in the country. The first item on her agenda, stopping workers at Boeing, which was building a plant outside of Charleston, from forming a union.
I have made it very clear. Unions are not needed, wanted, or welcome in the state of South Carolina.
One of her first appointments was a union-busting lawyer to lead South Carolina's Department of Labor, Licensing, and Regulation. Haley announced, and I quote, "I think we're going to have a union fight as we go forward with Boeing. We're going to fight the unions, and I needed a partner to help me do it." Haley and her administration immediately mobilized against the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, or IAM, the union representing Boeing workers.
There's a reason South Carolina is the new IT state, and it's because we're a union buster, and it's because we continue to be fiscally responsible and business friendly.
Over the next few years, Governor Haley worked tirelessly to defeat the union effort at South Carolina's Boeing plant, all while Boeing's profits soared. She recorded ads urging Boeing workers to reject the union.
Hi, I'm Governor Nikki Haley. The IAM is back, and they want to take away a piece of your success. Please don't let them.
Tell your friends at Boeing to learn the facts, and don't sign that card.
She sued the National Labor Relations Board over their efforts to protect Boeing workers' right to unionize.
What the president needs to do is ask the NLRB to step down.
And she made the effort to oppose the union a centerpiece of her political pitch.
The truth is, the IAM cares about one thing and one thing only: its own power. But we've beaten back the IAM before.
Haley and Boeing were ultimately successful in defeating the union drive, and a few years later, Boeing would reward Haley for her work with a seat on their board of directors after she left the Trump administration in 2019. But Haley's anti-worker agenda went far beyond Boeing. As governor, she pushed for some of the toughest and most anti-union laws in the country. In 2011, she supported a measure introduced in the House that would excuse businesses from a proposed federal rule that they inform employees of their right to unionize. In 2012, Haley made it so striking union members couldn't receive unemployment benefits by law.
And by executive order, I will make it clear that our state will not subsidize striking workers by paying them unemployment benefits.
She signed a bill that prohibited government agencies from requiring contractors to sign project labor agreements with unions. And she led the fight to defend and expand right-to-work laws that made it harder for working people to form unions and collectively bargain.
We are a strong right-to-work state. Not only that, we were named the third best state to do business in. That's because we don't have unions in South Carolina.
That's Nikki Haley flat out bragging about her state's low unionization rate. There's more.
In 2013, we had the third lowest percentage of union workers in America, with just 3.7% of South Carolina workers choosing to join a union.
Speaking to a group of auto industry executives in 2015, Haley said, "We discourage any companies that have unions from wanting to come to South Carolina because we don't want to taint the water."
But I was a union buster. I didn't want to bring in companies that were unionized.
Flash forward to 2023's historic auto worker strike, Haley is still peddling the same anti-worker message.
When you have a president that's constantly saying, go union, this is what you get. The unions get emboldened and then they start asking for things that, that companies have a tough time doing.
She makes auto workers sound like gremlins that were fed after midnight. It's hard to understand exactly why Nikki Haley is so fiercely opposed to investing in better working conditions and higher wages for her constituents. Sounds like a perfect platform for office, unless you're completely dependent on the support of CEOs and billionaires that want nothing more than to maximize profits, often at the workers' expense. As governor, Nikki Haley sided with corporations over regular South Carolinians in other ways too. She pushed for the state to assemble a $900 million corporate welfare package to attract Boeing to South Carolina in the first place. In her first 4 years in office, Haley increased public subsidies to corporations by an estimated 800%. In 2013, South Carolina newspaper The State estimated that her administration's tax cuts for just 4 companies, BMW, Boeing, Bridgestone, and Michelin, added up to a whopping $800 million, money that could have been used to improve public services like roads, healthcare, or I don't know, maybe schools. When Haley left office, South Carolina had the lowest unionization rate in the entire country at just 1.6%. Not coincidentally, the state ranked in the bottom half nationally on median household income, income inequality, healthcare, and education.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to report that the state of our state is strong, and we're just getting started.
When Nikki Haley ran for governor, she did so with the backing of a super PAC that collected donations from financial companies like Bain Capital and Goldman Sachs. A couple of years later, they were joined by David Koch and Koch Industries. From Bank of America to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and from AT&T to Coca-Cola to groups like the South Carolina Bankers Association, corporate money has powered Nikki Haley's rise to the top of the Republican Party. And Haley always knew the best way to say thank you. Nikki Haley's pro-corporate, anti-worker agenda is clearly working for her in this presidential race. Her donor roster is a who's who of American economic elites, with ties to massive oil, finance, and tech companies. Her Republican rivals are feeling the heat.
There were knives out for Nikki Haley. Yeah. Everyone was sort of coordinated in their attacks against her.
And that's really been picking up. And they see her as the threat right now, and so that is why she has the target on her back.
Her opponents aren't the only people who should see Nikki Haley as a threat. Working people across America should too. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. And if you have ideas for what stories you want More Perfect Union to uncover next, drop them in the comments.